Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Wanted to take this time to remind all of you, in case you forgot, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, is scheduled to release next week, Friday, May 23rd. I absolutely plan to be all over this game. Hopefully, I should be getting a review key within the next couple of days. So on the 23rd, I plan to either drop a full review or at the very least a review in progress, along with a bunch of tips, guides, and builds to help you in your adventuring. So if there's any content regarding the experience that you're looking for, definitely leave me a comment down below and I'll do my best to make sure I get it to you when the full game releases. Now, some of you might be wondering, why am I so excited? Especially if you haven't had the opportunity to experience this game for yourself. Well, a lot of people are basically calling it a modern version of Skyrim. It's not completely on that level. It's definitely an indie game, right? So it's not going to have the Bethesda production values as far as the size, scope, and scale of the world you're going to be in. But it definitely has that sense of walk in any direction, explore, and you'll find something interesting, whether it be cool enemies to fight, bosses that you have to figure out how to defeat, new weapons or armor that has some really, really interesting mechanics that you can mix into your build in cool ways. Just in general, walking around in this world and finding new things is such a true joy. And there's a lot of games that release these days that don't have that quality. So I really, really appreciate it here. There's also a ton of different things to do, a lot of characters for you to talk to, quests for you to pick up, and content for you to go through. And it doesn't feel like fetch quests. The characters are very well voiced. A lot of times there are interesting reasons behind the requests that they make of you. And so these quests, even though many of them can sometimes come down to, hey, go out here, kill these enemies, pick up this object, etc., it feels more purposeful and it feels like something that is worth your time. I can't remember any quest I did in early access where I felt like, man, this is absolutely not something my character should be doing considering the stakes. And so all of that together really serves to make this game a unique experience. And I'm looking forward to finding out what the full finished product is like. Now, in case you're not aware of the story, essentially you're the only person who is capable of holding a shard of King Arthur's soul. He has died, and some people are trying to resurrect him in order to fight back against an evil force that's essentially taking over the land. Now, over the course of early access, you can discover more of his memories and more of the history behind not only King Arthur, but the overall Knights of Camelot. And you're going to have to make your decision as to whether or not you side with them and believe that what they've done is right in order to protect humanity, or there's also a group who feels like King Arthur is essentially the problem and that fighting against him is key in order to free all of humanity. So there is a layer of complexity to the story, and it looks like you're going to have some decisions that will potentially impact the ending. All of it seems really, really cool and really interesting to me. So once again, I can't wait to get into it. Now, I plan for my first playthrough to be as a summoner. There's a lot of different ways you can actually utilize magic, but I love being able to summon creatures in just about any game that allows me that kind of functionality. And it works out really, really well, in my opinion, in Tainted Grail, because every creature that you summon basically reserves a portion of your mana. And then you could just increase the amount of mana that you have while also increasing how quickly your mana regenerates so that you can cast spells while also having a bunch of summons out at the same time. I've played around with this a bunch, and it just made me feel like a freaking master lich running around with these different wolves or skeletons who are doing my bidding, while at the same time flinging fireballs at anyone who dared to try to stop me. Super, super fun, super rewarding. I'm really hoping that build is just as effective when the full game releases. I plan to go all in on Magic, and I'll definitely let you all know what that experience is like when the game is out. The last time I went through early access, I did not use a weapon at all. The only thing I used at any point in time was a spell of some sort, and it was a blast. There was never a time where I wished that I had a sword, and I thought that was really, really cool. Now, some weaknesses in this game that I hope are a little bit better in the full release. Obviously, there were still some bugs and issues that they were trying to iron out, and my hope is that all of that is going to be cleared up. They're definitely hard at work to try to give us the very best and most stable experience they possibly can. And I also felt like there weren't enough accessories and objects to support a Magic playthrough. So it seemed like all of the armor and a lot of the weapons that you get were all based around a martial build, and there was nothing like robes or even, lighter medium armor that was specifically to help someone who was playing as a mage. And I found that to be odd because there are a ton of things that help martial characters do things that mages can do. So you can have arrows with elements on them, arrows that'll make enemies set on fire or cause them to become frozen, or you can give magic elements to your weapons in the blacksmithing section. By the way, this game has a fully fleshed out crafting system, so you can cook, you can create potions, you can create your own armor and weapons and give them different effects. You can fish. All of it is absolutely very rewarding and really, really cool to get into. But I felt like it leaned a little bit too much towards martial playthroughs. And so my hope is when we get the full experience, there's going to be more things you can find randomly out in the environment that a person who is fully leaning into a Magic type of play style is going to be able to benefit from. Hopefully we're going to see that. But regardless, even if the game is exactly the way it is now, I was having a blast. There are so many different spells and different applications. Each spell has a light and a heavy version that can change, sometimes significantly, how the spell affects enemies or even affects you. And it just gives you so much variety in what type of mage you actually want to become. And that's not even mentioning the massive amount of skill trees that you can go through, all of which have just a ton of different ways for you to make use of all the different skills available in the game. A lot to love, a lot to look forward to. I can't wait. Very excited about this release. I'll be all over it next week. So once again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, stay locked in. There's going to be a lot of content coming on this channel. If you all are looking for any specific content that I haven't already done, by all means, let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to do it. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.